Hey traders, my mid-morning recap. I called it an early day, but I still have Apple and VXX puts running today. I actually took some Apple profits this morning and I bought back in. So I got both of those running right here, right now. Neither one are doing too much. But basically what I'm seeing right here, we have a trend setting up here for the volatility of the VIX. All of a sudden we are beginning to either trend lower, or we are going to trend higher depending on the situation, well, depending on how you read your charts. But basically, whenever you get away from my moving average, that means, in my opinion, we're extended and we are actually setting up a trend into the afternoon hours, one direction or the other. So something to keep on your watch going forward in these markets. Uh, Basically, I still have a bullish bias. Basically, on your value areas, the rule of thumb, if it's down near the value area lows from the prior day, that is generally the buy zone until proven otherwise. Plus, we do have a fib fan uh, trend line here that's been acting as support all day long. So this, to me, is a double supporting zone, and we've already built out value in this zone already so far. We had value this morning, but we completely rejected that early this morning, and we seem to be building out value higher. And as of Friday, the accepted value was the 25.49 area. That's where the most volume of the day went off. And so far today, as soon as we came up to that, we rejected that price point. I think we're going to be coming right back into that for today, into the close. I have a more bullish bias because of such a negative tape. And, I'm seeing things underneath the hood in the markets that have changed today versus what we have become accustomed to, which I'll go over some of them here in just a few minutes. Okay, cues. Right now, it looks like it's trying to push lower. So we'll just keep a close eye on it here. You see the volume profile here, okay? That's acting as buyers and sellers are meeting right at this price right now, and we are at value area low from Friday. That suggests to me this is a support. This is not a breakdown mechanism. This is a support mechanism going further into the afternoon. So we'll see what happens here. I think we're going to be coming right back up here to this um, uh, old Fibonacci fan. There you go. I had a mental block there for a minute. But that's my bias, the Fibonacci fan. Like I said this morning, this area up here is where I think the real value the markets are seeking out going forward here. So just keep that in mind. I think the sellers are really got weak hands today, but we'll see what happens. I could be dead wrong going forward here. So something to keep on watch. And then we have our IWM. It is the weakest of all the breed here. So we seem to be crossing. One might be crossing over this fib fan and potentially, but we are still pinned under our moving average, our 20-day moving average. We really need to push above that to have any type of strength in this market, in my opinion. Okay, always keep an eye on your crude oil going forward here, because it is such a significant thing going on here. Basically, we are sub 30. Typically, the $30 has been holding pretty well here. So we'll just keep us on watch here, see if we start trending lower. It looks like we're getting some above average volume on this recent sell-off. So something to be concerned about going forward here on the bearish side. So that's something we are drifting below what has been the developing value for the day. So just keep that in mind also. If the shorts have weak hands today, that we can have a quick responsive bounce back up near the $30 range for today. And that's kind of what I'm still thinking, even on crude oil, to be honest. Okay, the biggest change of character that I'm seeing today, Caterpillar got an upgrade, and it actually catching a rally today. I mean, it's not up like it was, but it was doing pretty good today on Caterpillar. And this here is a change of tone in the markets. Basically, I've been, as soon as the upgrades coming out, one of the trades that I've been doing and succeeding at, I have been shorting the upgrades Basically, it was an excuse for it to pop just to get shorted into. That's how strong this down move has been in this market. And this is the first time, if I would have taken that trade, I would have got my hat handed to me on Caterpillar today, because the shorting the upgrade did not work. That is a major change. So I'm probably not going to shy away from shorting the upgrades from here on out. But it's a rare situation where you'll see me shorting upgrades going into the markets, but the markets were just so bad that you could get away with it and get in and get out real quick for some really nice profits. That's a scenario that I don't encourage anybody doing from here on out. Hey, the VIX. I bet was stalking this morning. Uh, uh, Lloyd, he called it out. The VIX short trade. So far, we're not getting any type of solid breakdown in the VIX, but look at how far above the volume point of controls or the value areas that we have been building out here. This is something I'm keeping a close eye on here. I do think this is going to break down into the afternoon hours. We'll see what happens here. If you look at your VIX and just see how inflated this thing is and how high up there. We're right up there near that 80 value area. That's the highest closing print for the 2007 crash, and we're bumping right against that right here, right now. If anything, you would want to add to your VXX short, in my opinion, because that literally is the highest closing print that we ever saw in the 2007 crash. So just keep that in mind on this VIX here. We are at a significant uh, uh, level here, suggesting that we have seen the highs in the VIX. Because I think 2007 was a hell of a lot worse than what we got right here. So that's just my bias, and we'll see how it turns out from here on out. Now we had higher prints intraday, but this is the highest closing print ever, since 2007. So just keep that in mind going forward. And what I still like about Apple here, you see how we have this overlapping value support and a value area support. So this is a value area low. There's plenty of value overlap at this price point. And I think with the markets being down so far, it's really hard for prices to be pushing down below these established value areas, in my opinion. So anytime you can buy a dip in this zone, in my opinion, it's a nice opportunity to the long side. Now, I don't think Apple's going to have a lot of potential upside today, but I would like to see a closing print above the 257 area, which could very easily happen. So just keep that in mind going forward here. There's not a lot of good news to support the price, but we do have uh, from the uh, yesterday's or Friday's inventory. Okay, uh, Friday's inventory was right up here, and it was the 260 area was the as of Friday, 260 was accepted as a favorable price, and that's the area I think prices are trying to migrate before the close today. So far on my alerts, I'm just getting a bunch of crud on the alerts. I'm not really getting anything to amount to anything, and unfortunately, that's what I do like. Biogen, we're start getting some, but the spreads are just so hard. Most of these the spreads are so wide you can't do anything with them. ATVI calls. Let me check that out for you guys real quick. Okay, Activision. The calls are active, but it's overlapping value, so you're in a chop fest for the trade. And then if you look at these spreads, 50-cent wide spreads on the stock. If you try to even trade the thing, I mean, there's just not much you can do here. Avgo, we did on Broadcom get another upgrade. It was pretty substantial this morning. That was another one. Let's see how it's doing today. Uh, it's not doing well at all. So Caterpillar might be an outlier for the upgrades this morning. So something to keep at on watch going forward here. Apple. See what else do we have happen going on here? Marriott's catching Marriott's. It's got mixed. I'm just not seeing a lot of alerts showing American Airlines, of course. I don't even look at it anymore. Amarin, okay. Check that out. This one here get alerts quite often. It's a low dollar stock, so I don't particularly trade these low dollar ones. I like mine over $80 per share before I do options on them. But a lot of people do them. You get higher volumes if you do this, but it looks like they're trying to put the 12 puts out of the money, so we could probably get a rally here to get all these put holders, get them out of the money, and then destroy that option value. So keep that in mind. It's probably going to rally above 12 here in the not so distant future, sometime this week to screw those put holders over, in my opinion. Okay, my last two I'm going to talk about. That's Adobe. It was catching a lot of option volume, even right out of the gate this morning. So this is one to keep on watch. A lot of interest in this stock. If you go look out in time, see what has happened to it. It has just gotten completely reamed down here. We're at 304, so it is finding a responsive bounce point. It looks like for Adobe down here, and like I said, it's gotten rocked, and it's still below the earnings gap. So that's something to keep in mind going forward here. Um, but it's gotten rocked with the rest of the markets. And then ADI, I noticed this morning, analog devices, it was catching some call volume, but so far this morning, it doesn't look like it's getting any type of interest to speak of. So just some things to look at going forward here in your trading. So basically, to recap, what I'm looking for here, I'm looking for prices to print closer to the value area going into the close. And then tomorrow morning, we will be tagging, if not crossing, our midpoint on our fib fans. That's the setup that I'm looking for going into Tuesday. I think they're wanting to set it up for a potential short squeeze going into tomorrow. And so now's the time, in my opinion, to start accumulating some calls for a potential setup. If we actually do get the setup into the close, then you would want to start holding calls for a swing long into tomorrow. That's just a theory that I'm floating out there. Just take it for what it is. If you like the video, like it. Leave some comments below if you think I'm dead wrong, or if you got different ideas than I do. But I do think we are putting in significant levels today that could definitely yield a massive short squeeze here midweek. Thanks.